So I'm going to show how I painted my Wojtek the Soldier Bear model. For the base, I went with Citadel's Chaos Black spray to give a nice dark undercoat all over. Side note, I'm just going to be using Citadel paints as we're an official Games Workshop retailer and we have plenty. First I'm going with Rhinox Hide, a lovely dark brown. I'll be using the Army Painter wet palette, which amazingly stops the paint from drying out for hours. So I'm just putting that all over. And now we're left with a nice dark brown undercoat. Next, moving on to the munitions crate, I'm using Wa Flesh as it gives that kind of like lovely military green colour. I'm putting it all over and it looks really nice, though I probably need a second coat here. Bit more research on his actual colour. He's got this kind of golden brown look, so I'm going to introduce a lighter brown, Mornfang, put that all over and then add a little bit of gold later. I'm drying out the brush a little on this so that I can just go over the edges and not hide the dark brown underneath. I couldn't find an exact match that I wanted, so I'm mixing Mornfang Brown and Averland Sunset to bring out this kind of golden brown mustard looking colour. I'm going to dry out the brush a good bit and then just kind of go over the edges, leaving this kind of golden tinge on the top. Next it's on to the finer details. I'm starting with Abaddon Black for the nose and mouth area, and I'm using an extra small Artificer layer brush which allows me to get a lot of good detail without going over the lines. Then for his tongue and other skin bits, I'm mixing my own pink with Mephiston Red and Corax White. And I notice he has this little chip on his ear, or probably from me cutting the sprue off, so I'm actually going to make that a little pink too, as if it's a little scar. I'm going to dry brush and edge highlight with his Shabty Bone, and then going over the metal bits on the tin with the Lead Belcher metallic paint. And overall, I think he's coming out really nice. Of course, to really bring out the details, we're going to need a wash. I'll be using Agrax Earthshade as it's more muddy, and then Null Oil for the ammo can as it kind of helps bring out the metallic look. Last thing for the crate is Death Roll Forest to bring out the edges, and then finally we varnish over the entire mini as it's a metal mini and unfortunately paint can chip. Onto the base now, I'll be using Sterling Mud, this lovely muddy technical paint, and going all over the base, really layering it on, and then adding some flock and grass onto there. And I think with that, he's finished. I'm really happy with how this one turned out, so feel free to let me know in the comments or duet or whatever if there's anything I could have done better. And yeah, I think he fits in really nicely with the rest of my Polish army. My 7 TP there and the artillery piece, especially on the realistic terrain here. Now all I have to do is paint the rest of the army.